Hello everyone, in this video I will show you the Loxone Miniserver and work with KinCony relay controller. We have designed the new firmware for the KinCony 32-channel relay controller so that you can easily integrate this relay controller to Loxone system very easily and control relay output and read the relay state and read the input state by the UDP command, so that will be very stable and fast. So we have designed the new firmware that for H32B, and this you can see that is H32B Pro. So B Pro will support, and also we can see that is H32BS. So this relay controller we have make the new firmware for it. And in this video I will show you by this H32B for example and how to integrate to the Loxone system. And the second, I will show you how to use the Tuya application and work with the Loxone at the same time, because some user will ask me if the Loxone is broken or is bad, so that there is a backup way. Use Tuya system for remote control by internet. Okay, let's begin. You can see the first, we can connect the network cable at the H32B, and this is the power supply. And connect it. Okay, you can see this is our computer and this is KinCony form. We have uploaded the new firmware. You can see this is H32B and H32BS and H32B Pro. Now I have used H32B, but all is the way is same. So you can click, and you can see that is new firmware for 5.06 that will be Loxone integration option in web page. And we have used the Loxone config file and create the demo for you so that you will easily to control relay and read the relay state and read the input state very easily. And you can download the Loxone project at here. And this is added the UDP command at this new firmware. So let's look at how it works in details. And the first, we want to control the relay on and off. So you can see that is the document you can find in software and document. And here we check the HTTP command, because we use HTTP command to control relay on and off. So you can see here is the command. We can copy and paste it here. That is very easily just for on and for off. So you can see here, and H32B, that is the config web page. So you can see after I upload the new firmware, you can log in, and you will see this is the new version, and there are many protocols: TCP server, TCP client, UDP, and Loxone integration. So you just want to use the Loxone system, you just click enable, and if you don't want to use it, you just disable. So that will be very easy for integration. If you want to add the home assistant, and you can integrate the MQTT. So this different protocol can work at the same time, even if you can see there are Tuya system. At last step, I will show you how to work with the Tuya system. And the first time we just enable this and work with the Loxone Miniserver. This is your Miniserver IP address, and this is the Miniserver part of the UDP. So you can see here that we have created a demo, and I have created a KinCony relay controller, and this is the virtual input that for read the relay state and the digital input state for the sensor, and this is output. You can see here that is virtual output, and click at here. You can use the command. You can see here that is address. This is address of the H32B relay controller, and this I have created two relay 1 and relay 2. You can see this address, that is controller address. We can let it become small. Just this controller address. So you just copy and paste it here for the H32B, and the relay 1, relay 2. You can see that just copy and paste this command for on and this command for off. So you can see what I have pasted we can copy it here. You can see I just copy and paste it here. Just these sections. And this is the password. The post password, why is 12345 and not this one? It's set by yourself. You can see this controller, web page settings, and you can see there is an option that is post password. If you set 12345, so your password, the URL that is 12345. If you want change to 12345 and you will just change to 6. So this according to your setting. So I'm just set to the 5. So this is for on. And another command, you can see that is off. Also, I can copy and paste that here. So you can see this is off. So this is off command. So you can see just similar as these sections. So you can see that is relay 1 off, relay 1 is on. So if you want to create the second or the third, you just change to relay 2 or relay 3. So that will be very easily for create the relay 1 and on and for off. So you can see we have created relay 1. This is on stream and this is off stream, and this is relay 2. You can see that is relay 2 and this is relay 2. So I have created. So you can see this is for relay 1 output and relay 2 output. This I have used a switch. The switch you can see here. You can add the function from here. Just this switch no feedback the state, relay state, and this switch the push button EIB that will feedback the relay state. So you can see that have a switch button. Just use this one that will feedback the state. Later I will show you how it works. And you can see the relay state for the input and for relay state 2. And I have created this 2 relay. You can see the Loxone web page. So you can see here that is web page. This one, the first. This is the first, just this component, and this have feedback. Have feedback is this one. So you can see I can turn on. You can see this relay is on and this relay is off. But also you can see I can turn on relay 2. This is on and this is off. Now I will show you an example. You can see if I use this web border, and you can see I will test from the web page from H32B web page. You can test with remote or you can test with the wall switch. You can see here if I click on but Loxone application not on, I press off, is not update the state. So you can see this relay 2, I can turn on relay 2. You can see the Loxone app is feedback. So you can see I can close it, also is feedback. So this relay will feedback the state and update the state in Loxone application. Later I will show you it will update between the 2 application. So this is not update, and this can be update. So this is a different components. This have update and this without update. Okay, we can turn on and turn off relay is very easily. Just use these 2 streams. So you can create the relay 1, 2, 3, 4 until 32 channel relay. You just copy and paste by these components is very easy. Okay, now let's look at how to read the relay state and feedback the relay state. You can see my relay state, channel 2 will feedback the state. I can click this one, and you can see here that I have used the UDP feedback, just the UDP input command by this component. And you can see that is the command for recognition. So you can see our UDP command at here. You will see that is for the feedback the relay state. So you can see this example, we can copy and paste it here. That means relay 1 is on. That means relay 2 is off. So this is relay number relay 1 or relay 2 or relay 3 or relay 4. So this means on is 1 and off is 0. So if the relay is on, so this is 1. So we just need to know this bit is 1 or this bit is 0. That means the relay is on and off. So you can see my Loxone config, and at here, that is cognized. I can copy and paste it here. So you can see we can just get the string, begin with this string, and at last you can just compare this number. Maybe is 1 or maybe is 0. So we can just use this v/v. So it's just, you can see I can set it here. That is for relay 2. If you want to compare with relay 1, you just change to 1. If you compare with relay 3, you just change to 3. So that will be very easy. This is relay state 1, relay state 2. So you can see, I click this one. This you can see, that is relay state is 1. So you can create relay state 3, relay state 4, relay state 5 until relay state 32. And you can see the state. We can use my web page. You can see if I click, we need to start living. So you can see when I click relay 1, you can see it have read the relay 1 state, just off. So why not showed in the web page? I just not use this component. I have used the relay 1 with this component. So you can replace this component with this one, so that will be feedback to the web interface to your application. So you can see here, I can click this 2, relay state 2, and off. And this is speed feedback by the UDP, relay 1, relay 2, and off. And you can see this relay state. And the relay state will output 0 or 1. So you can see we can define that is value 0 or value 1, just these two numbers. And this you can check this one, and the mini and the max is 0 and 1. And place this equal components and input here and back to the switch at here. So that will relay 2 state will update with the wall switch. So you can see we click, relay 2 is on, this is 1, and this is 1, and this is on to the switch. And we can click off. So you can see this is 0 and off and back to the switch. And now let's look at the input. The input, you can see here that have 6 channel input. If I short for the input 1, and you can see this become yellow. So that have detect, and I release, that is recover. So this can connect with your sensor, many dry contact sensor, door sensor, smoke sensor, gas sensor, many sensors connect to the input, and you can use the input for automation. And we can click this one. And about the input, how to compare this, we can see this protocol at here. And you can see that is digital input such as this one, that means the channel 2 is triangle. I can copy and paste it here. That means the channel 2 is triangle. If not triangle, just will feedback 0. So this is the channel number, and this is for triangle or not triangle. So you can see it here how to get the input 1. You can see input 1. We can use this recognition. So I can copy and paste it here. You can see I how to set it. So also we can begin with this stream and use this /v, and we just get this number is 0 or is 1. And now you can see this Loxone application. So you can click room and click living room, and you can see here just turn on and turn off and turn on and turn off to control this H32B. Now you can see I can turn on this relay 2 and turn off this relay 2. And also I can use the web page. You can see I can turn on relay 2, and this is mobile phone application with feedback, and you can see I turn off, and also I can let this web page at here. So this is from the PC. This is PC, and at here, and you can see on, and the mobile phone, and the relay, and off, mobile phone, and the relay. You can see on, off, on, off. Okay, this is how to integrate the H32B and to Loxone is very easily. Now let's look at how to use Tuya application so that you can remote control by the internet. You can see our web page, and here we can back and back. Here you can see the section of the Tuya. So if you want to use the Tuya application, so you need to buy the Tuya license from us. So you can see here that have some details how to order the Tuya license for KinCony's product, and you need to check which Tuya account in which range, and check at this address. And because Tuya have many cloud server such as American, Western, and Central Europe, and India and China. So you can see here have list at here just $5 for every Tuya license for one board. So you can see you can also from this AliExpress KinCony official store, you can buy the Tuya license just $5, just $5, no time limit, just from one board. If you have two board, you need two different Tuya license. So this is how to order Tuya license. And if you have get the Tuya license, that will be very easy to use the Tuya. You can see here, such as I have this Tuya license. So you just need to enable and choose your server location, because I'm Tuya account in China, so I choose the China. And other information, just copy and paste, Because after you buy the license from KinCony, we will send you the information, just this information, we'll send it by email. And copy and paste, and this is for QR code. And click it here. Now you just click save, and will be reboot. So that will be easy to use the Tuya application to configure the H32B. Okay, when after reboot, you can log in again. I need to wait for a moment, then login. And you will see here that have showed the QR code for Tuya application. So now we can use my mobile phone. This is my mobile phone. You can see I can use the Tuya application, the Smart Life or Tuya, and click scan QR code to my computer. Okay, you can see after I scan QR code that have H32B found. We can click down, and this time you can see that is output for the H32B, and you can see I can click output 1. You can see here output 2, that you can see the relay 2 is updated the state because we have created the 32 channel. Only the relay 2 have feedback function by the Loxone system. So you can see I can click on by this TUYA, and this is feedback to TUYA application, and off. Okay, now this you can see the output web page, and this input, this 6-channel input. You can see when I short the input 1, and you can see the input 1 is turn green, and this I short for the input 2. This input 2, and I short the input 6. This is 6. I remove. This will recover. So now you can see I can use these two mobile phone application at the same time. So you can see I can let you clearly relay 2 on, and the TUYA feedback is on. You can see because it's by the cloud server, and TUYA off, this update off, and the relay is off. So you can see I can turn on, off, on, off, and on, off, on, off, and this on, this off, this on, and this off. So you can see this is two mobile phone application work at the same time, and just for on and for off. Now I will show you how to use the momentary time just for the auto off function for the relay output, because sometimes you will use for the door lock, and sometimes just want use a pause output. So you can see here, such as I want to relay 2. When turn on, every 1 second or every 2 seconds will be off. So you can see I just check this enable, and we'll use the momentary function, and the momentary time I can set the 2 seconds. I can just click save. And now you can see I can click this one, relay 2 is on, there will be off, auto off at 2 seconds late. So you can see I can click this one. So this function not needed to set in Loxone system, just according to H32B. That is controlled and managed by this hardware, so that will be stable, and by hardware is better. So you can see I can click it here, that will auto off. Click TUYA will auto off and update the state. So this will auto off, and this also will auto off. And if you connect the switch panel from this H32B, also will auto off. Okay, this is how to use the H32B integrate to Loxone system and work by two different mobile phone applications at the same time. Thanks for watching.